Hello, and welcome all to the 2021 virtual commencement ceremony of the State University of New York at Old Westbury, celebrating the graduation of the class of 2021. I thank the friends and family members of our graduating class who are watching, and all those who are associated with our college. We are aware how this graduation format is less than ideal for you graduates and your family and your friends. Please know that we labored over the best and safest way to celebrate and honor your achievement. Know that we are just as disappointed as you with having to send you off in this manner. But we view this moment as being no less important and significant in the life of our college and in your life as Old Westbury graduates. So with that, let's celebrate our class of 2021. Wherever you are, I want to invite you to stand up and scream with glee over this monumental accomplishment, if you are able to do so. Hug your family and friends and thank them for getting you to this day. Now that we have made fools of ourselves, let's calm down for a moment to honor our country. It gives me great pleasure at this time to introduce the Williams sisters, who will sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red guns, the bombs bursting, the bombs proved through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, the brave.
Thank you, Sydney, Shawan, and Tyler. First and foremost, let me congratulate each of today's graduates. Speaking on behalf of the faculty, administration, staff, and alumni, I wish each of you much success in the future. You have reached an important milestone in your lives, and all involved with this college offer our sincerest congratulations to the class of 2021. Today is a very special day for our institution. Nearly 1,400 candidates applied for graduation this year, making the class of 2021 the largest graduating class in the history of SUNY Old Westbury. It is customary during commencement exercises at Old Westbury that the graduating class receive greetings from leaders of our campus and our community. Presenting greetings today are United States Senator Charles Schumer, SUNY Chancellor Jim Malatras, SUNY Old Westbury College Council Chair Millie Makanjani, our Faculty Senate Chair Dr. Michael Kavik, our Alumni President Lionel Chitty, and graduating Senior and Student Government President Khalif Shat Metellus.
Hello, SUNY College at Old Westbury. This is Senator Chuck Schumer, and it's my honor to address the faculty and staff, the families and friends of the graduates, but most of all, you, the class of 2021. Congratulations. Now, I'm really sorry I can't join you in person as I do almost every year, but I'm grateful that modern technology allows us to still be connected on this graduation day. You are special, and I wouldn't want to miss congratulating you, COVID or not. First, a quick word to the parents. As a parent myself, I know how hard it is to raise kids these days and how much you've invested in them. But it all pays off as you watch your son or daughter receive their diploma and become an adult before your very eyes. Congratulations to the moms and dads. Now to the class of 2021. You know, everyone says your senior year in college will be the most memorable, and for many of you, it probably has been, but certainly not in the way you've expected. With COVID affecting our nation's health, our nation's economy, and your senior year, these have been unusual and difficult times. The challenges of this moment are truly unique, but so has been our collective response. The fact that we're still celebrating this graduation and not letting COVID stand in the way, even if we're celebrating differently, just goes to show you that New Yorkers won't let anything stop us from honoring what is so important in life. And nothing can take away from the fact that you've earned a degree from such a fine institution of higher learning. We have a long way to go, but for the first time in more than a year, we can start thinking about what it'll be like to return to normal. We're beginning to see light at the end of the tunnel, thanks to safe and highly effective vaccines. They're nothing short of a medical miracle, and I'm proud to have helped lead the way in Congress by prioritizing vaccine research, production, and most of all, distribution, so that everyone who wants a vaccine can now get one. And as Senate Majority Leader, the first ever from New York, I worked hard to pass the American Rescue Plan, which is putting money in the pockets of people and small businesses who have been hurt by this crisis and helping our society recover in so many different ways. Now, I'm pushing President Biden to forgive $50,000 in student loans, a crushing burden for millions of college students around the nation. With a flick of a pen, he could wipe this debt clean and create a brighter future for so many people, including many of you. So, class of 2021, my message to you is simple. Right now, it may feel like the future's uncertain. Many of you may not be sure of what's going to happen next, but what has been true throughout history is just as true today. That even in times of difficulty, there are always new opportunities, new ways of thinking, of doing things a better way. It's natural to fear the unknown. I'm sure many of you do right now, but don't let the harshness of this past year prevent you from seizing new opportunities. They're out there. You just have to keep your eyes open to them. Don't forget, you have incredible assets, a college degree from a great institution, and loving families who will have your back through thick and thin. Our nation is overcoming this pandemic, and we need your help and your courage to rebuild our country even stronger than it was before. This past year has revealed the injustices and prejudices that persist in our society, and we just can't go back to the way things used to be. We must make our society better, and we know we will, because you are our future leaders and because we have faith in you. And so to the SUNY College at Old Westbury class of 2021, I say once again, congratulations, good luck, Godspeed.
To the graduating class of 2021, today we celebrate over 90,000 graduating SUNY students. I know this is not how you expected your final semester to have gone. Since March of last year, as the world went into quarantine and we began a new normal of social distancing and masking up, you had to adapt to the uncertainties of what was to come, to juggle new responsibilities, all while continuing on the path of completing your education. In the face of a global health crisis, you persevered. Whether it was making the transition to online learning, having to move back home to continue your studies, or not being able to be with your friends, teammates, and a favorite faculty and staff member. And despite it all, many of you stepped up to help out your campuses on the front lines with their COVID-19 efforts, from volunteering with testing, to administering vaccines, to providing academic support to those struggling with remote learning. You made sure that your communities were being taken care of. That is who SUNY is. That's who you are. You also created art, conducted research, and found your passions. You did it all, and I know it hasn't been easy. But today we celebrate your hard-earned and well-deserved degree. Although many of our campuses are unable to celebrate this important milestone with you with all the pomp and circumstance that you deserve, let it be known that we are all so proud of the class of 2021, the grit and determination you have shown to complete your studies, no matter the obstacles thrown in your way. You are to be admired, lauded, and always remembered. I'll cherish the opportunities I've had this year to meet so many of you, both in person and virtually, and to hear your inspiring stories. Like Madison Cunningham, who I met at my visit to Corning Community College, who is creating a toy for children with sensory processing disorders using 3D printing and volunteers her time at the local hospital. Or Ilian Alexandre, a first-generation U Albany student and a recipient of the Norman R. McConney Jr. Award for Student Excellence, who hopes to continue on to medical school and work in emergency medicine. And Ramatu Muhammad, a SUNY Potsdam International Studies major and diversity ambassador who will be continuing her studies at the Johns Hopkins School of Advanced International Studies. Or Jacob Eckhouse from Binghamton University, who through the Student Voices Action Committee helped create the Food Pantry Refrigeration Grant Program for all SUNY campuses. Or Kaylee Hosrath of SUNY Geneseo, who stepped up as a student volunteer using her training as an operations chief for Geneseo First Response EMT service, when all students had to be tested before leaving for Thanksgiving break. And Darian Hunt from Farmingdale State College, who recently received the inaugural Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Chancellor's Award for Student Excellence for being a champion of racial justice and equity on his campus. And Omar Guy, who grew up in Gambia and who is now completing his studies at Sullivan. As you all look toward the future, know that your SUNY education has prepared you to succeed in whatever you put your mind to, whether it be furthering your education or joining the workforce. You and your fellow graduates will continue the SUNY legacy of leaving a positive impact on your communities, always striving to solve for our world's most pressing problems and being stewards of excellence and innovation. As the newest members of the 3 million strong SUNY alumni family, I wish you luck as you start this exciting next chapter in your life, and I look forward to seeing all that you accomplish. I know you will do great things. Congratulations.
Good afternoon. Let me start by thanking our president, Dr. Sams, for championing the commencement initiatives to honor our well-deserved 2021 graduates. I also want to thank the faculty, administration, staff, and of course, the students for your involvement in this year's commencement ceremony. On behalf of the SUNY Old Westbury College Council, congratulations to the class of 2021. What the graduates have accomplished while living through one of the most difficult years in this nation's history is simply remarkable. The 2021 graduates not only share the roots they've set at Old Westbury, but they are unique, as there are hundreds of examples I've personally witnessed of students rising up, doing good, and helping others in the midst of a crisis. Most importantly, it is your unwavering dedication to attaining your goals that earned you this degree. You had to overcome more obstacles to get to this point than the alumni family of more than 31,000 men and women you now join. The ability to overcome challenges, to rise when you fall, to seek change for the good of all and not just some, to show determination, grit, and persistence when presented with roadblocks, these abilities shine through this year's graduating class. I firmly believe we will see the most successful alumni from this group. From a young age, I have survived traumas, heartbreak, devastation, the different phases of life, but not all on my own. There was a family that lived right here in Old Westbury who saw the drive in me, who saw that I needed stability and guidance to flourish, so they took me in. I lived just a couple of miles from this beautiful campus for several years. I call them my second mom and dad. They mentored and guided me through all of life's struggles, always taught me to never give up and to keep fighting no matter how tough it gets. It is because of my experiences that it is very important to me to pay it forward, to guide, mentor, and teach young men and women, particularly those that seek it out. I want to thank the students that have been an inspiration to not only me, but the Old Westbury family and beyond. I am very proud of all of you, the students that didn't just sit on the sidelines during the pandemic, the ones that actually continued to help and continue to fight for change. One particular example is Khalif Shaq Matilis, who when we first met wanted to be a better leader, struggled to overcome hurdles, and didn't want his voice silenced when it came to implementing change. He sought out and got the guidance he needed, implemented changes that seemed impossible. Or Shari Diaz, who graduates with a degree in Spanish language, hoping to become a teacher one day. She's a lesson in perseverance. Throughout the pandemic, she continued participating in the Teacher Opportunity Corps at Old Westbury, while also homeschooling her daughter and continuing to excel in her studies. Both of their stories of determination, like many of yours, are to be admired. I want to leave you with some final thoughts. Class of 2021, own your future. Remember that you get in life what you have the courage to ask for. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your inner voice. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. Don't take the easy road, as it's the most challenging path from which you will learn and grow. To the people that helped you on your journey, job well done. And graduates, always remember to pay it forward and build the more just world your alma mater prepared you for. Own your future, graduates of 2021.
On behalf of all of the faculty of SUNY Old Westbury, I want to congratulate the class of 2021. To say that we have been living through challenging times would be an incredible understatement. But you have overcome every challenge, pushed through all the adversity, and you have triumphed. You have reached the mountaintop today, and in addition to celebrating from that lofty peak, you get to do something even more exciting. You get to look out and see more clearly than ever before that most glorious thing of all, the thing that all the struggle and all the sacrifice has been for, your future. As you gaze out into the wide open world before you, and as you take those first steps into the future that awaits you, I want to share a few thoughts that I think may help you in the years ahead. I am sure that as you've thought through those next steps, you have formulated a plan, and I'm sure that it's a good one. I've had many plans throughout my life that I thought were great, plans that would take me from point A to point B, where I would be so much happier. But the problem is that life always has twists and turns and surprises in store that get in the way of our triumphal march down the path of success. Leonard Cohen once said that love is not a victory march. Well, unfortunately, neither is life. To be sure, there are many paths to happiness, but they are almost all long and winding roads. So here's my advice. Don't think of your plans as a straight line towards one perfect destiny that is the only way you could possibly be happy. Understand that life is a river with bends and branches and tributaries and dead ends, but know that if you push hard enough and navigate wisely enough, that river always leads to the sea. I want to share an ancient Chinese story with you that I think gets to the heart of the matter. Once upon a time, there was an old farmer who had worked his crops for many years, and one day his horse ran away. Upon hearing the news, his neighbors came to visit and said, "Such bad luck. You must be so sad." "We'll see," the farmer replied. "We'll see." The next morning, the horse returned, bringing with it 2 other wild horses. "How wonderful," the neighbors exclaimed. "Not only did your horse return, but you received 2 new horses. What great fortune you have." The farmer quietly thought to himself and just said in reply, "We'll see." The following day, his son tried to ride one of the new untamed horses and was thrown and broke his leg. The neighbors came again and offered their sympathy on his misfortune. "Now your son can't help you with farming. What terrible luck you have." And once again, the farmer nodded, thought for a moment, and said, "We'll see." The following week, some imperial officials came to the village, looking for young, able-bodied men for a very difficult and dangerous mission from which they may never return. Seeing the farmer's son's leg was broken, they passed him by. The farmer's son was safe. The neighbors congratulated the farmer on how well things had finally turned out. "Such great news. You must be so happy." The farmer smiled to himself and once again simply said, "We'll see." So what lesson should we take from this story? I would offer this: stay patient, positive and open-minded. And as the winds of change swirl and shift around you, hold fast to the core principles that you know to be right. For you now, the way is open to set sail. But as you go, let your deeply held beliefs be the stars that you steer by. Don't be surprised or discouraged when waves crash and winds blow you off course. As you navigate the turbulent waters of your life, don't be afraid to consider new options that you had never thought about before. Be brave, be bold, be smart, and don't lose faith in the power of simple human kindness. Please know that as you go, we are all rooting for you. The future that you are about to create is one that we all can't wait to see. And I know it will be wondrous beyond our imaginations. And finally, as you set out, if I may borrow a phrase from an old Irish blessing that is near and dear to my heart, may the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May you experience with an open mind and an open heart the best of all that life has to offer to you. Congratulations to the class of 2021.
My name is Lionel Chitty. I'm the president of the Alumni Association of SUNY Westbury Incorporated and a proud member of the class of 2002 Business Administration. First and foremost, I want to say congratulations on your well-deserved success. Not only did you put in the hard work to earn your degree, but in doing so, you did it during a global pandemic. This is a testament to your dedication, desire to achieve. Secondly, I want to welcome you to the ever-growing family of alumni of SUNY Westbury. Through your travels, you will find fellow alum in all phases of our government, business, academia, and communities, not only here in the United States, but globally. As you move forward in your prospective career path, I ask that you reflect on your time at SUNY Westbury, network with your fellow alum, come back to the campus, get involved with your alma mater, and keep in mind the social mission of the college. The Alumni Association and the Office of Alumni Affairs are here for you. We want to hear from you as you continue on your journey. We know that things can get difficult sometimes, but the education you received here, the relationships you've built with your fellow students, staff, and faculty have not only prepared you for what lies ahead, but also gives you the ability to stay connected with those that share a special bond with you, SUNY Westbury. Our world faces many challenges. It will be you that tackles these challenges that lie ahead. It will be you, our up-and-coming leaders, that will bring innovation and creativity to our world. It will be you that blazes trails into the unknown. It will be you that creates a new path, not only for yourself, but for others who will join you along the way. It will be you that ushers society into an age of empowerment, understanding, collaboration, peace, and success. Finally, I want to say that your time is here for you to own your future. Congratulations again. There is no stopping you. Your passion will lead you to the fulfillment of your dreams. Thank you and good luck, and please keep in touch.
To our faculty, staff, family, and friends, welcome and thank you for joining us on a momentous occasion. Good afternoon, class of 2021. I am Khalif Matelis, and I have had the honor to serve as your Student Government Association President for the past 2 years. I am overjoyed to be a part of the class of 2021. We are the largest graduating class at SUNY Westbury. We have accomplished an incredible feat because going to college, let alone graduating, has been a distant dream for many of us. Congratulations to the class of 2021 for seeing it through no matter how many obstacles were placed in our way. As we all know, COVID-19 has affected our campus in ways in which we would have never imagined. From our campus being temporarily closed, resulting in us having remote learning, the many family members, friends, and peers lost their lives due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Job loss, housing insecurity, police brutality, financial instability, technology, mental health, and inadequate resources for the unforeseeable that we have endured. Your perseverance, grit, and courage through these unprecedented times inspire us all, and hopeful inspires future generations to come. Your ability to own your future so early on in the middle of a world crisis is a true testament to your character and hard work. We as a class truly embody the mission of our college. As some of you may know, I am no stranger to adversity, and I'm here to tell you to never give up, even when the future looks bleak. Because of the barriers I faced growing up, I didn't have the resources and was not on track to pursue higher education. Attending college and completing a bachelor's degree in 3 years was something that I never thought I would have the opportunity to achieve. I come from a broken family and have bounced from homeless shelter to shelter throughout my teenage and adult years. I lived below the poverty line. I assisted in taking care of my siblings and was not afforded with the opportunity to excel as a high school student. 2 years after I graduated from high school, I received a phone call from my high school mentor, Ms. Robin Humans, who is now deceased, asking me if I wanted to give college a try. I knew it was a 50-50 chance, and the worst answer that I could have gotten on my college application was a no, but I decided to give it a shot anyway. SUNY Westbury accepted me as an Educational Opportunity Program student, and they genuinely welcomed me with open arms and provided me much needed scholarly services from tutoring, mentoring, personal, academic, and financial support. EOP, for me, was a second chance at beating a system that was not designed for me to succeed. I took full advantage of the opportunities that EOP offered me and decided to get involved and ran for the Student Government Association presidency my freshman year with no experience. And since then, the rest has been history. As president of the SGA, I have effectively represented the student body that I serve, from creating scholarships and grants to help the students excel both academically and professionally, and to providing funding and various avenues of support to get us through the COVID-19 pandemic. I have successfully advocated on multiple college-wide committees to change and implement college policies, provide students opportunities to excel academically, enhancing the campus student body voice on our campus, and strengthening our community involvement. My experience in SGA is one example of excellence out of the 1,400 students in our graduating class, each of whom have their own story, their own adversities that made this moment that we are all experiencing today even more remarkable. I say all this to say that no matter your age, disability, background, race, ethnicity, gender expression and identity, religious beliefs, socioeconomic status, citizenship, political status, veteran status, you can succeed. Of course, there will be hard times, but we as a people must not let them define us. Life is too precious to let an obstacle keep us down. We are not, I repeat, not going to let our challenges define us, but instead we all will move on from this moment to define not only our future, but for the society that we wish to create. As we close this chapter, I would like everyone to take a couple moments to thank the mentors, family, faculty, and staff that contributed to your success at Westbury. Miss Humans, even though you are not here with me now, I want to thank you for seeing something in me that I never seen in myself. I would have never attended college if it weren't for you. As I personally thank Dean Claudia, Rose Musio, the entire EOP department, Penny Jane Chen, my mom, Lionel Chitty, Regina T. Rice, Monet Laster, Wayne Harris, Urban Strategies Incorporation, First Year Experience, and Millie Makijani, for all of your support, guidance, and challenge and time to get this 25-year-old first-generation college student to break barriers and go to the finish line. Congratulations to SUNY Westbury Class of 2021. It's not goodbye, it's see you at homecoming.
Much of today's program will center on students who are completing their studies today. Right now, however, let me take a few moments to shine the spotlight on members of the SUNY Old Westbury faculty and staff. First, let me tell you about a very important promotion among our faculty. A few weeks ago, the State University of New York Board of Trustees agreed with our campus and recognized the exemplary work of a member of the Old Westbury faculty by naming him as a Distinguished Service Professor. I am proud to announce that Fred Mijan of the Psychology Department has been promoted to the rank of Distinguished Service Professor, among the highest ranks a faculty member can achieve in the SUNY system. A member of the faculty at Old Westbury since 1990, Dr. Mijan has demonstrated an exceptional record of service to his students, to the college, to his profession, and his area of study. Whether it be an issue of pedagogy, curriculum, or industry practice, Dr. Mijan is recognized widely for his knowledge and experience. I ask all watching our virtual commencement ceremony to join me in celebrating SUNY Old Westbury's newest Distinguished Service Professor, Dr. Fred Mijan. Now I will move on to awards presented by SUNY for excellence among our faculty and staff. The Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Teaching recognizes consistently superior teaching at the graduate, undergraduate, or professional level, in keeping with the state university's commitment to providing its students with instruction of the highest quality. Earning honors this year from SUNY Old Westbury are Dr. Marty Cooper, Assistant Professor of Psychology, and Dr. Jenny D'Embrace, Assistant Professor of Mathematics. Both Dr. Cooper and Dr. D'Embrace are recognized by their peers for their indelible impression they leave upon students through their innovative teaching practices, their generous support of students both in and out of class, and their demonstrated concern for the continuous intellectual and personal growth of their students. Congratulations once again to Drs. Cooper and D'Embrace. The Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Creative Research and Scholarship recognizes faculty members who exhibit consistently outstanding scholarly and creative productivity, conducted in addition to their teaching. Earning the honor this year from SUNY Old Westbury is Dr. James Fernaro, Professor of Accounting. Dr. Fernaro was nominated for the wealth of scholarship in the field of accounting he has and continues to produce. A recent study ranked Dr. Fernaro as 16th among academic authors for his contributions to the discipline's leading peer-reviewed journal. He uses his scholarship to test new ideas and interact with and receive feedback from scholars and practitioners nationally and internationally. And then he incorporates that knowledge into the curriculum of our college. Congratulations to Dr. Fernaro. Lastly, the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Professional Service, recognizing consistently superior professional achievement within and beyond the expected performance among the state university's professional staff. Earning the honor this year from SUNY Old Westbury is Ms. Rafat Sada, Coordinator and Admissions Counselor within the Educational Opportunity Program. A 19-year member of the campus team, Ms. Sada was recognized for consistently superior levels of performance in helping students first enroll and then adjust to life as a student at SUNY Old Westbury. The students she assists have thanked her for opening the doors of higher education. Across her career here, she has been a role model with a high level of commitment, coupled with professional skills and compassion. Congratulations, Ms. Sada. It is now my pleasure to recognize the excellence of our students. I will begin by acknowledging a student who has achieved much during her collegiate career at Old Westbury. She closed that college career this year, having earned the highest honor SUNY Old Westbury bestows upon a student, the President's Medal for Scholarship. Ms. Yara Abdel Salaam is the winner of the 2021 SUNY Old Westbury President's Medal. Ms. Abdel Salaam graduates this year after completing a dual major in biological sciences and health and society. Having attended an Islamic grade school and high school, and admittedly interacting little with those outside that community, she then arrived at Old Westbury for her first year of college. In her earliest coursework for the Ethics of Engagement class, Yara was inspired after learning, in her words, and I quote, about social justice, embodying the mission of Old Westbury, that everyone deserves respect regardless of who they are. It taught me that despite our differences, we have similarities in our hopes and dreams, end quote. She has lived out that lesson throughout the rest of her career here at Old Westbury. In nominating Yara Abdel Salaam, her professors described a strong student who exhibited commitment not only to her success, but to helping others succeed while also delving into critical community issues related to health disparities and inequities. Her coursework, research, experiences, and peer relationships turned her attention away from a potential medical career and instead have fueled what is now her passion for epidemiology. Now she will use her social science, biological, mathematics, and other skills to improve the health of populations in need. For excellence in her studies and her leadership among her peers and our campus community, Ms. Yara Abdel Salaam is the winner of the 2021 SUNY Old Westbury President's Medal for Scholarship. Now we will acknowledge the recipients of the 2021 Chancellor's Award for Student Excellence. Only 135 of some 400,000 SUNY students received the honor this year. 2 were from Old Westbury. Our first awardee is Ms. Kiana Lee from Bethpage, New York, who finished in December 2020 her Bachelor's of Science in Childhood Special Education with a concentration in mathematics. She was a member of the Honors College and Kappa Delta Pi, the International Honor Society for Education. Kiana also served as treasurer and president of the campus chapter of the Council for Exceptional Children, as a peer mentor for the Children Saga, and as both the choir director and a Sunday school teacher at the New Apostolic Church. The second Chancellor's Award honoree is Khalif Shak Metellus from Uniondale, New York, who graduates with a Bachelor of Arts in Politics, Economics, and Law, with a minor in Women and Gender Studies. He was incredibly involved on campus, serving as president of the Student Government Association for 2 terms and providing input and leadership to numerous councils and committees on campus. His excellence has also been recognized by his receipt of the 2021 SUNY Student Assembly Student Government Association President of the Year Award and the 2021 Norman R. McConney Jr. Award for Educational Opportunity Program Student Excellence. Congratulations again to these award-winning students. As I thought about what I would share with you on this auspicious day as your president, 3 things came to my mind. I thought about 1, your nature, 2, your calling, and 3, your emergence. Nature, calling, and emergence. First, your nature. There was this scorpion on the banks of the Nile River in Egypt that wanted to get across to the other side. The scorpion approached the crocodile and asked if he would take her across the river to the other side. The crocodile said no, because you would sting me on my back, and I would die if I carried you across the river. The scorpion pleaded with the crocodile and insisted that she would not sting the crocodile if he took her across the river. And after all, she would drown along with the crocodile. Eventually, the crocodile gave in, and the scorpion crawled up on his back, and they proceeded across the Nile River. Halfway across the river, the scorpion stung the crocodile. As the crocodile was dying, he turned to the scorpion and asked, "Why did you sting me?" The scorpion said, "I had no choice. It is in my nature." Arguably, when you arrived at Old Westbury some 2, 3, 4, or more years ago, your nature was very different than it is today. In addition to acquiring the tools of rigor, learning the keys to success within a broader society, and gaining lifelong friendships, you also explored your identity, your purpose, your values, and your corresponding behavior. You see, you paid SUNY Old Westbury to help you to reshape your nature. And in doing so, you learned how to perform better, think better, and how to represent your views better than when you came to our college. You see, not only has your nature changed, but so has your ability to voice your nature into this world. At this point, you should have a better sense of yourself than ever before in your life, and possibly so much so that your approach to life today feels more honest and natural. The great African novelist Wole Soyinka said that a tiger doesn't proclaim his tigritude, he pounces. I encourage you to be comfortable with who you have become, and as you move through life, just pounce. Getting you to this point in your life has taken a great deal of input from a number of people across our college. Many of you did not have enough grit, perseverance, or self-belief to make it through Old Westbury. But along the way, we believed in you. Faculty believed in you when they told you to rewrite that paper, and you did it. They believed in you when they asked you to join their research team, and you were a valuable contributor. Counselors believed in you when they patched you up and sent you back out there. Our professionals believed in you when they worked against the odds just to keep you on your Old Westbury journey. And your family believed in you every time you walked out of that door to come to campus. And they were rewarded every time you returned home just a hair smarter than when you left. Now it's time for you to fully believe in yourself. Second, your calling. When I was a frustrated undergraduate student, I decided that I was going to transfer to another school. I went to my dean of the college, who also served as a mentor, and told him that I was leaving. He said that he would not sign my transfer papers, and therefore I had to stay. Being a first-generation student, I didn't know that I did not need him to sign my papers, so I felt stuck. He further stated that I was going to learn more here than what any other college could ever teach me, and that one day, as a dean of a college, I will understand why he did not sign my transfer papers. So not only was Dean Momola my mentor, he was also a prophet. He knew my calling even before I knew it. He would argue today that he knew my calling because I expressed my nature. As many of you know, I later became a dean of a college, and fortunately, I never had to sign anyone's transfer papers. The purpose of my telling you this story should be clear, but for many of you, it will not be. It strikes me that in this juncture in our history, in this country, and in this world, your calling can either emanate from within or it can be demanded from the outside. When you matriculated at Old Westbury, you came to a college who was clear about what it expected of its graduates. As you have heard so many times throughout your years here at the college, we expect you to make a positive impact upon the world. Today, now more than ever, it's clear to us that our graduates are needed across the world, and I hope it is clear to you that you are called to do this as an Old Westbury graduate. Our community's belief in social and environmental justice means that the lessons learned over the past year should function as a clarion call for your service to the world. We have prepared you to reduce human misery around the globe. Likewise, we have prepared you to heal the world that we have assaulted unrelentlessly for the past century. There is no better time to be an Old Westbury graduate. There is no higher need on this planet than the need for the brilliance, the skills, and the commitment of our graduates. Will you answer the call? Third, your emergence. Every morning in Africa, a gazelle wakes up. It knows it must run faster than the fastest lion or it will be killed. Every morning, a lion wakes up. It knows it must outrun the slowest gazelle or it will starve to death. It doesn't matter whether you're a lion or gazelle. When the sun comes up, you better be running. This is your first call to wake up and to emerge into the world with gusto. Not just so you can eat or avoid being eaten, but because we need you. We have heard repeatedly that the past year has been one of the most difficult in the past century. There have been so many ways to explain the challenges presented to us. Most often we hear that the last year has been identified by a pandemic, racial, social injustice, the growing gap between the haves and the have-nots, health disparities, and environmental challenges. Many of you may have experienced these challenges within your life and even within your family. Your presence here today is a testament to the notion that this is your time to emerge as a leader who responds to these challenges that we face today. You have endured this once-in-a-lifetime era. Heck, in fact, one can argue that in spite of these challenges, you have thrived, and today is the confirmation of that. What we know is that none of these once-in-a-lifetime challenges will mysteriously dissipate. We are clear that if you do not do something, we will be exactly where we are today in 1 year, 5 years, and 10 years from now. You must interrupt this moment. The second call for your emergence stems from the simple fact that it is time. You, like so many others, have poured into your vessel for well over 20 years. You as a flower have been watered, fertilized, and today the sun shines very favorably upon you. It is time for you to push through the soil and to emerge into the world and show all of us your nature and your calling. Today is that day, and tomorrow is your first day on the job. I ask that tomorrow you will emerge like the gazelle or the lion and run as fast as you can, not to avoid being eaten or starvation, but emerge because it is your nature, it is your calling, because we need you, and you have earned the right to do so. Congratulations, class of 2021. And now, the main reason you all are watching, the awarding of the degrees. I now recognize our Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Duncan Corliss, who will formally present our graduates. Dr. Corliss?
Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting to you the members of the class of 2021 who have been recommended by the faculty to the Board of Trustees to receive the degrees of Masters of Arts, Master of Science, Master of Arts in Teaching, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Professional Studies, and Bachelor of Science, either having already completed all requirements associated with the degree or upon final completion by the end of August 2021. The Board of Trustees has empowered you to confer such degrees on its behalf. I ask you to do so now.
Will all graduation candidates please rise, both master's degree candidates and bachelor's degree candidates? By the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York, I declare you have completed all the requirements pertinent thereto, admitted to all the rights and privileges of your earned status, and I hereby confer upon you with pleasure the degree of Masters of Art, Masters of Science, Masters of Arts in Teaching, Bachelors of Arts, Bachelors of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Professional Studies, and Bachelors of Science. We applaud you graduates. As graduates, you are now permitted to wear the tassel on the left side of your mortarboard. We will now recognize each graduate by calling their name. When you hear your name and see your slide, be sure to take a photo of it and share it with us on social media using hashtag #OWMade. Recognized first will be those earning graduate degrees, followed by those earning undergraduate degrees. Graduates are being presented in order by the major in which they have earned their degree, and then alphabetically within that major.
Master's candidates. Accounting. Olawatosin Akinfaleye. Mohammed Ali. Amanda Almonte. Aisel Canbaz. Marco Colandrea. Max Cooperman. William M. Fisher. Esther Garcia, Kaylee Greco, William A. Grebe, Noor Unisa Javid, Gunika Kaur Sani, Farhan Kudia, Matthew J. Lobiondo, Joarli Macias Francois, Sabrina Nicole Magrini, Felipe Antonio Rodriguez, Carrie Rose Sally, Effie Anastasia Scheffler, Taylor Lee Schoen, Matthew Joseph Stallone, Brandon Richard Wilson, Stephanie T. Worth, Biology Adolescence Education, Cheryl Loretta Booth, Kyle R. Collins, Michael Amato Pepe, English Language Arts Adolescence Education, Emily G. Carty, Heather Lynn Feldkamp, James Michael Colleen, Cassidy Liljeblad, Danielle J. Lopinto, Kate B. Oberg, Christopher J. Perkowski, Jake Michael Roche, Samantha Santamoro, Jack Andrew Somiz, Math Adolescent Education, Corey Elizabeth Ilardi, Morgan L. Cube, Daniel J. Mateo, Math Adolescent Education, Wendy Mendoza, Social Studies Adolescence Education, Jeremy Bine, Neil Elliott Berger, Thomas M. Carasillo, Corey J. Costa, Justin Ellis, Paul K. Eversman, Natalie Gabrielle Louissaint, Caitlin R. O'Keefe, Louis A. Puka, Daniel J. Sinkin, Benjamin Swan, Catherine Ann Tignetti, Jason Zahariodakis, Kayla H. Zebro, Spanish Adolescence Education, Roberto Aquilino, Monica A. Aquila, Veronica Berrueta Gonzalez, Joanna M. Cruz, Julianne M. Loney, Spanish Adolescence Education, Amanda Joy Berry, Childhood Special Education, Jane Ann Capiello, Jennifer Chupik, Jacqueline Hope Greenberg, Alexandra Iannarelli, Kimberly A. Lopez, Nicholas W. Marino, Melissa Ann Matheson, Melissa R. McFadden, Caitlin Maria McGinnis, Jessica Ashley Schechter, Monique Elizabeth Tatnall, Jeremy R. Wiley, Ariana Bree Williams Leeser, Christina Rose Wyckoff, Data Science, Praveen Joseph Chikapara, Brian Christopher Galligan, Viraj Kothari, Danielle Christine Napoli, Brendan Wright, Forensic Accounting, Iris K. Escobar, Leonardo Martinez, Catherine Natalie Napari, Joseph Vincent Palermo, Drake Pulitz, Jasmine Singh, Liberal Studies, Ian Lester Abraham II, Sebastian Agosti, Imani Isoke Johnson, Imani L. Newman, Fabian Maurice Winfield, Literacy Education, Christina Carbone, Nicolette Cosgrove, Jessica Dillon, Gabriella Gallo, Gianna Giovanello, Christine Kathleen Hardigan, Nancy A. Luca, Casey Marr, Michelle Lee Maltese, Melanie Marinello, Danielle Janine Miles, Janine Nethaway, Julia Rose Pendola, Alyssa Strumpf, Kimberly P. Vareles, Edith Valeria Vasquez, Laura Velasquez, Kimberly Ann Vermilia, Mental Health Counseling, Sammy Alsady, Crystal Shanice Alvarado, Lizette Amparado, Michaela Marie Atanasio, Brittany M. Bergerson, Nicholas Carlo, Christopher M. Jazumas, Cassandra Ann Leone, Megan Montgomery, Brenna Francine Perez, Stephanie M. Procopio, Rebecca M. Reynes, Ravina Gavani Remratan, Pamela M. Ratty, Jessica M. Roseberg, Stephanie Evelyn Serwin, Joanna Ophelia Uloa, Taxation, Mohammed Moeed Abid, Maria A. Arowana, Sean C. Balsam, Ashley Canizales, Louise Carouse, Ashley DeSena, Matthew J. Philippe, Michael S. Jessen, Alexandra June Keogh, Dominic J. Milano, Pedro Isaac Mercado, Vincent G. Mitchell, Jr., Jeffrey J. Morera, Christopher Jacob Neroth, Olha Panchuk, Angelica Poplawski, Sonia Von Rose, J. Smith X. Santa Maria, Emma Elizabeth Stent, Wenki Yang, Nicholas J. Zanata, Bachelor's Candidates, Accounting, Sandy Acosta, Syed Mohemin Alam, Nellie Alvarez, Shantae Natasha Archer, Stanley Joel Aronofsky, Adam Naseh Mirza Beg, Scott Boucher, Ryan Berman, Jessica T. Caputo, Federico Agustin Caro, Melvin Francisco Castillo, Arlene M. Castro, Catherine Stephanie Cerna, Angelo Antonio Cipriano, Joseph Conroy, Robert A. Cotto, Nicholas D. Critelli, Oscar Alexander Disqua, Richard E. Dominguez, Venus Yvette Eusebio, Michael Fisher, Kalila Shalia Flowers, Priscilla Diane Fredericks, Angie Garrido, Emily German, Ismail Ghani, Linda Margarita Gomez, Yesenia C. Gomez, Thomas Gonyu, Michael Mario Gracia, Monique Yvonne Greer, Christian J. Guardado, Matthew Haas, Austin J. Harvey, Esmeralda Henriquez, Madison J. Hoffman, Brian L. Hunt, Ryan Iovino, Chriselwody Joseph, Simrat Kaur, Harun M. Khan, Stephen Kanthong, Patricia Alice Kirk, Luis A. Lazo, Tony Alexis Leone, Karen M. Liz, Giovanni Michael Lapa Munoz, Anna Machetta, Peyton Jonathan Mayer, Jonathan Maldonado, Momina Malik, Michael Mineta, Min Mao, Sarah Marlin, Anna Martiniak, Jenny Alexandra Maza Narvaez, Christopher McCauley, Emmanuel Migliaro, Mariah Anjanette Mitchell, Treasure Mitchell, Hannah Mocaria, Carlos M. Molina, Patrick J. Maloney, Olman Moreno, Mohammed Nasir, Jennifer Elizabeth Oriana, Yolani Ortiz Perez, Sidra Owais, Sarah Oza, Christopher Paget, Nicholas Palumbo, Nilesh Parikh, Jonathan Paraglia, Jordanis A. Placencia, Antonio Pietro Padella, Joseph D. Portilla, Daria Pastavaya, Fabio Joao Costa Prediante, Nicholas Prahalis, Carl Joseph Princey Jr., Sarmad Rafid, Maria Isabel Ramirez, Brian J. Redmond, Antoinette Christine Reel, Kevin Josue Rodriguez Lizama, Elizabeth Ryder, Saul Saldana, Melanie Santangelo, Yori So, Anjum Naz Sheikh, Troy H. Silverberg Jr., Maya Singh, Elsie L. Souza Chavez, Anthony Thomas Stewart, Charles Alexander Stewart, Hunter Tate, Paulette A. Turbaniesing, Louis Tiglius, Sarah Toki, Ashley Ann Towle, Vineeth Thomas Varghese, Brittany Wilson, Ashley K. Wooding, Violet Natalia Wysocki, Emmanuel Yakubov, Gabrielle Young, Mashal Zahid, Sonia Zalraban, Tiana Eden Zalk, Lilia Zitrine, Math Adolescents Education, Gabrielle Marie Abate, Griffin H. Healy, Michelle Rodriguez, Manuel A. Torres, Spanish Adolescents Education, Jose F. Buchanan, Social Studies Adolescents Education, Jocelyn Perez Duran, Vincent Montalbano, Nicholas Edward Pasquini, American Studies, Ryan Scott Abramowitz, Devin W. Barbieri, Amanda Marie Costello, Matthew Dalton, Ashlyn A. Dello Russo, Patrick J. Dennehy, Naya B. Edwards, Olivia J. Grillo, Sharice R. Hawkins, Robin Lynn Nyland, Jared L. Sullivan, Alexis Grace Taylor, Biochemistry, Gil Darrell Alla, Anna Andos, Samantha Cervantes, Marianne Johnson, Jagdeep Singh, Biological Sciences, Tobore E. Abamwa, Yara A. Abdel Salaam, Aaron Abizadeh, Sunil G. Abraham, Kevin Anthony Adams Edwards, Emil M. Alcantara, Nimra Ali, Ariana Ashley Almeida, Nakema P. Almonesi, Alice Mercedes Alonso, Richard Amal, Chantal T. Andrews, Christy Adana Anyanwu, Kayla Ashley, Navpreet Kaur Banger, Ariel Bernardin, Munzir Bhatt, Daniela A. Borges, Andrea Michelle Castro, Joey Chen, Evan G. Clark, Mary Colarafi, Dennis Anthony Cortez, Tanea Lachey Day, Lanasia Dixon, Logan A. Doyle, Mark A. Dice, Sanika Lisa Marie Edwards, Angel J. Elcock, Olma Melrose Alisme, Lindsay Tamar Eugene, Destiny Ferguson, Alexander Can Ho Fong, Paulika Frazil, Michelle Gadaev, Deja Deveris Elaine Garrison, Ashley C. Gale, Tamia I. Gomez, Suzette Guerra, Josephine James, Mia A. Jean Lewis, Jewel Nice Joseph, Faith Joy, Imanjot Kalan, Parwinder Kaur, Casper Kret, Tanya Kumar, Brianna Lampkins, Patrice Michelle Legagner, Adwoa Jamila Lewis, Karthik V. Madeira, Farah Zainuddin, Eduardo Ancor Mascareno, Michael J. McDade, Lillian Catalina Mendoza, Mark K. Mombrin, Jaylene Morales, Melissa Morataya, Daniela Mulakandov, Rivka Chaya Mulakandova, Tony Ann R. Murray, Dorcas Taiwo Ogusaya, Kainat Pal, Kelly Jean Paradiso, Sarah H. Parsons, Idrain J. Polino, Marinda Camille Ariani Prasad, Taylor M. Pedrizzo, Najwa Mamie G. Pierre, Nellie Pirzadeh, Jaisal Preet, Deannie Quill, Asma Rafiq, Iman Raja, Kevin Ram, Ravi Leo Ramdauri, Andrea Robledo, Shannon Rochelle Rosengarten, Raekwon Ross, Jeffrey Rudby, Shakina Rousseau, Sonia Elahi Salim, Anthony Gustavo Sanchez, Emmeline Sayed, Nishi Nilesh Shah, Fatumata Simpara, Fallon Anise Smith, Caitlin Sunder, Blessy Ann Thomas, Jane Thomas, Zachary Nathan Torns, Brian Christopher Toussaint, Rodolfo A. Varela, Katie J. Velasquez, Avia Yosefi, Austin Young, Andrea Zavedra, Vanessa Marina Zelaya, Business Administration, Marcia Ahrens, Shadi Abdel Kader, Ryan Abdullah, Awas Ahmad, William Amendola, Giovanni Bedoya, Ebony E. Beljam, Naomi Marie Bello Spirito, Matthew Anthony Beninati, Sean Isaiah Bolding, Odalis Bonilla, Tiaja M. Brown, Salvatore Cardinal, Juan C. Carrion, Kyle Chada, Elodie Charlorin, Michael Anthony Chanchuli, Akia Cariel Conliffe, Christopher J. Darbuz, Lauren Marie DeFelice, Patrick John DeVito, Shivan Prashant Dharamdas, Denisha Duncan, Hussein M. El Sayed, Melissa Farhangian, Jessica Fischetto, Jerry Antonio Galanti, Giuseppe Galizzi, Juan Garcia, Maxim P. Giordano, Fernando Alexander Guerra, Ted Michael Gustafson, Tashanal Haq, John Thomas Helmke, Leslie Hernandez, Constanza Hess Francini, Nikisha Hughes Brown, Brianna Johnson, Karan Kumar, Pedro Marquez, Yosef Mohammed Marzouk, Jeffrey T. Mamisha, Mario E. Mendez, Rashik Rafiq Mohammed, Quinn Murray, Cindy Noreen, Kimberly P. Nottingham, Jared Orland, Jennifer Nicole Pagano, Mark Stephen D. Poran, Thomas Stephen Puglia, Yan Ching Chan, Precious Onika T. Rattray, Jonathan Ragabir, Tyler Saravisky, Iman Sedig, Nicholas Singh, James Sultani, Melissa E. Sordo, Natasha K. Sosa, Christina Rose Spano, Alexander Strom, Melissa Sumasar, Niles J. Sumter, Jason Alexander Thompson, Daniel C. Vanderhoof, Kelvin Kurian Varghese, Albert Villalba Santa, Neil Anthony Vinberg, Mohammed Wahab, Anna Weigers, Michael Wolf, Kayshawn S. Wordlow, Kelly Joanna Zacharias, Fernando Alexander Zaldana, Business and Management, Aaron L. Jemison, Janelle Paltu, Antoine Thornton, Chemistry, Anastasia Christopoulos, Janine Jones, Moses Mosen, Kembalyn Nunez, Annie A. Patel, Michael John Yorem, Childhood Education, Arlette Aguilar, Emily Rose Andor, Isabella Beverly Barbone, Alexandra Barea Henney, Jacqueline Bracker, Juliana Marie Capobianco, Tiffany D. Castaneda, Gabriela Costello, Gabriela Berenice Cruz Portillo, Rachel Emily De Jesus, Olivia L. Ferrara, Gabrielle Leanne Gage, Gabriela Gucciardo, Matthew Ryan Jones, Haley K., Lindsay Littman, Rajma Susanna Mangal, Emily A. Meslin, Brianna Masiri, Jacqueline Necroto, Stephanie Lauren Pissy, Brianna M. Portaro, Seisha Rambert, Aruna Y. Ramkasoon, Jennifer Regalado, Angelica Rivera, Nicole Rose, Kaylee Rosen, Dina Saya, Tomas Schmitz, Amanda Satimo, Megan Charlotte Slattery, Ebony Nicole Smith, Leticia Torres, Tatiana Velasquez, Kelsey Ann Wynn. Childhood education extended to bilingual education, Nicole Amar, Gloria Cruz, Shari Charlene Diaz, Teresa Carolina Guevara, Viviana Libreros, Joanne Maritza Linares, Ondina Garay, Neralyn Rosa. Computer and Information Science, Samia Antara, Dominic Bianco, Michael Borsch, James M. Chong, James D. Cordy, Ria Gajar, Devin Gittins, Amber A. Hamilton, Danny Hanna, Eric Gerardo Heisler, Sebastian D. Huidobro Carreño, Mezet Islian, Ramneek Kaur, Zaid Khan, Yufan Liu, Shashidar Reddy Malanola, Jaime A. T. Matos, Arvingson Mitty, Edward Elihu Nolan III, Stephen Patrick Northshield II, Yalim Okun, James Pang, Jessica Ruth Polanco, Imtiaz Rehman, Maria Romero Sorto, Freddie Alexander Sanchez Carchapula, Abhijit Sarkar, Terrence L. Teal, Jose G. Torres, Fumaya Lenny Uchiyama, Sagar Vadalia, Joseph Vitrone, Joshua Williams, Hussein Zaidi, Criminology, Amanda Albro, Leah G. Alexander, Elijah Imran Ali, Sean Allen Jr., Alyssa Nicole Andino, Kevin Nicholas Antoine, Kimberly Argueta, Armand Idinley, Alexa Baldessano, Kiara Baptiste Cuffey, Dana Barrett, Melshon Bosico, Celine Elsa Beauvoir, Amanda Rafaela Benitez, Brianna Michelle Blissett, Joseph A. Bohorques, Brianna Bonner, Tiana Chantel Jalea Brown, Iman Bukhari, Yuritsa Marie Caraballo, Marissa Castillo, David Chester, Hugh Olise Mecca Chakuma, Tyler T. Cooper, Laura A. Costigan, Kayla Delbridge, Talea Doctor, Ralph Forgione, Emily Nicole Forte, Farah Sumaya Gatling, Philip Carlos Gonzalez, Alex Grant, Andrew Grivas, Lauren Ann Higgins, James J. Ivory, Sophie Ann Jacques, Angelique Tony James, Daniel Joseph Coppinger, Raymond Lal, Denise Brittany Lawson, Maria Luciana Lochisano, Nadine Marie Layla Mamodison, Anna Elizabeth Mancia, Brandon Miles, Brooke Danielle Modica, Jacqueline Monroe, Brian Morales, Chad G. Muscati, Katie Joanna Palacios Velasquez, Brianna Nadira Phillip, Yesenia Puglia Velasquez, Daniil Ramolete, Vanessa Carolina Ramirez Hernandez, Tisan S. Riley, Heather Marie Rios, Greg B. Rogers, Emanuela Savelus, Yolanda N. Salmon, Shamaine Smart, Najeli Smith Ortiz, Desmond Stevens, Sydney P. Thevenot, Vincent Travato, Alexis Marie Valencius, Jesse Vecchioni, Joanna R. Villon, Matthew M. Vota, William Walsh, Tori G. Walton, Elijah Jordan Wiggins, Chanel A. Williams, Sky Williams, Tayana Robin Williams, Jicky Wu, English, Christina Carey Ananchua Brown, Noah N. Andriella, Kimberly Ann Arginin, David M. Asarian, Raven Tanae Baker, Cedric Noah Villegas Boas, Ariel Veronica Bascom, Kelvin Archimedes Bonilla, Amanda Rose Borowski, Jean-Marc Bruno, Gianna Marie Cafaro, Tara Ann Calisi, Cynthia Ceballos, Kira Reese Cheshire, Eugene Delva, Marissa DeMarco, Brianna Jessica Desir, Maya Erin Dixon, Kayla Nicole Durea, Patrick P. Edmond, Tasha Imani Fenton, Michael Ferrari, Christopher Todd Fichtel, Stanley Fritz, Sandra Garcia, Robert Giovanni Gigante, Jennifer Gonzalez, Nyasia Hayes, David James Horn, Eileen Nanami Highland, Rehab A. Ibrahim, Jordan Joseph Idone, Jai Camille Ishmael, Patricia A. Jasmine, Nicole K. Jose, Stephen Brent Lasker, David Levy, Olivia R. Leary, Shagufa Mashriki, James Moore, Tristan Muskea, Timothy Mulholland, Patricia Joan Murphy, Jillian N. Nixon, Jasmine Perzada, Nicolette Profera, Lauren Quinn, Megan Ramanand, Jillian Riley, Kelly J. Rodriguez, Michael Joseph Rubino, Gloria Lynn Rossini, Jenny M. Sabella, Lauren Scott, Dana A. Sepaul, Emily Mary Sibley, Surjit Singh, Cheney Maria Williams, Hallie Nicole Williams, Latanya Wint, Finance, Aviel Diogene Adames, Aliyah Adenwala, Samia Akram, Brian Adam Ansel, Jasmine Aristi, Irvin Avalos, Amber J. Baez, Nicola Baginski, Jordan Bennett, Edita Bonica, Matthew D. Broly, Quentin Bryce Bullens, Seaton James Cole, Noah D. Craig, Pawson Delmont, Julia Alice Delaro, Brandon Luis Falcon, Francesca Tyler Gorman, Javon M. Grant, Aaron Vincent Anthony Green, Martin T. Hinu, Maureen M. Kiernan, Nicholas R. Lightburn, Shayna Maldonado, Imaz Malik, Sandra Elizabeth Marroquin Mendoza, Robert M. McCarthy, Connor P. McEntee, Courtney Elizabeth Olson, Gennaro I. Peralta, Luis Miguel Peralta, Jaron Daniel Pryor, Lisa Janine Watts Richardson, Gabrielle A. Shields, Nabil Sorathia, Hunter Daniel Starzy, Belissa Tanis, Ethan Vinacour, Timothy Michael Wenger, General Studies, Adam J. Beasley, Fanny Abigail Blunt, Alyssa N. Cagliano, Elvin O. Campos, Manjara Quadra, Nathaniel Maurice Davis, Sean S. Dela Cruz, Lauren M. DiMarzo, Loetta Edwards, Emily Adis Encarnacion, Edison Espinal, Whitney Sarah Flom, Marilise M. Hinel, Courtney D. Gromling, Maya Noel Holder, Asia Corain Holland, Serafina Joseph, Tiana Kelsey Laster, Jess Masseray, Charlie Ryan Mate, Daniqua D. Mathis, Tiara Janelle Murphy, Jerry Raju, Destiny S. Ramirez, Alexia Shorna Reed, Justin Rigo, Brianna Samuels, Yamilka Isabel Ventura, Nicholas Vitale, Tasha A. Ziegler, Health and Society, Mushta Afganzada, Omonekefe Aguman, Brian Amar, Syed Farhan Ali, Chibundu Angus Chikuzi, Nancy Azizi, Khadija H. Backus, Casey Bastian, Takira A. Bell, Tonya Ashley Bellings, Gerard Michael Benfield, Kenya J. Bernardes, Rachel Marie Berthold, Jada Lyric Brown, LaShawn Brown, Andrea I. Bukowski, Brianna A. Campbell, Stephanie Campos, Bovell Troy Cornell Carruthers, Gabriella Alexandra Centurion, Hema Nalini Chandrabali, Tamika Samantha Cole, Alex De Silva, Dania Dawood, Khadijah Deacon, Dimitri DeVario, Jasmine Sierra Drain, Sarah El Biali, Genesis Ferrafino, Giselle Elizabeth Flores, Jasmine Flynn, Gladys M. Fuentes Salmoron, Bibi Shazika Gafour, Jeffries Gervais, Gabriella Katerina Giambroni, Pamir E. Gomez, Fatima Noor Gondal, Tiana Griffin, Kayla Hall, Radhika Henry, Sarah Iacono, Alicia Ershad, Lauren N. Jarrett, Giovanni Jean-Guillaume, Natasha Laurie Jean-Claude, Eve A. John-Louis, Brianna M. Jenkins, Shanice Johnson, Marjorie Joseph, Sakina Khan, Terrence Pierre La Rochelle, Tarneet Kaur Madan, Ishnan Ryan Madre, Lexus Magwood, Brianna Miller, Sadia A. Millwood, Amanda Monteleone, Takia Nemarin, Stephanie Oddie, Olumide Benjamin Oseni, Jennifer M. Perez, Anne K. Piard, Whitney K. Pierre, Glenda L. Ramirez, Christina Anya Refuse, Jadel Nazir Richardson, Shayla Rivera, Michael George Rodriguez, Isham Rojas, Joel Rosario, Alicia Singh, Ishan Singh, Michael Singletary, Denise Smalls, Jessica Tyler Page Smith, Athar Syed, Rika Silvestri, Marie Enid Toussaint, Sophia Grace Velasquez, Cooper Wakale, Linda A. Whirling, Aaliyah K. White, Darlene Dorothea White II, Diamond J. Wilson, Jana J. Yelverton. History: Osiris Odalma Alvarez, Elvis J. Amaya, William Anderson, Angela Bryn Bohannon, Jaden Cappy Lowe, Sean P. Carroll, Philip Anthony Karuba III, Jonathan Castella, Giovanni Armand Chalco, Melissa Bernardino Cherry, Abigail Louise Cornfield, Justin Dubler, Brianna V. Fernandez, Tamari Francois, Camelia Shariah Haynes, Erica Andrea Helmig, Albert Louis Hernandez, Alexandria Michael Jumara, Michael Keating, Stephanie M. Kelly, Summer J. Cole, Crystal LeBron, Rachel Brooke Marmer, Jeremy Adam Minsky, Tonice Mary Rose Mitchum, Allison Elise Mooney, Vinko Mustapich, Timothy C. Nostro, George Chase O'Mahony, Kelly O'Neill, Michael A. Pagano, Brandon James Rivero, Kyle Robinson, Victoria M. Ruiz, Matthew John Santangelo, Samantha Shapiro, Nico Ciano, Gurpreet Singh, Demi C. Spiro, Erica Taveras, Jolie Maria Thomas, Christopher Toomey, Kristen A. Ulmer, Michael Lee Vasallo, William Walsh II, Catherine A. Welliver, Jasmine Nicole Wilkins, Allison Winter, Industrial and Labor Relations, Fahad Aziz, Matthew Bacati, Alexandra Marie Blass, Lisa Nicole Brennan, Brandon Carla, Crystal A. Fitzpatrick, Veronica Flores, Saint Fort Joseph, Melanie A. Lascano, Donnell V. Miller, Tamia Maya Nelson, Jeffrey J. Perez, Emmanuel Petit Frere, Arya S. Shabazz, Angeline D. Singh, Vinette Wallach, Liberal Arts, Cynthia E. Alamani, Ryan Block, Vincent J. D'Alessandro, Anthony D'Souza, Daniela Dunat, Teresa E. Leclerc, Matthew E. Valentin, Management Information Systems, Lila Abulregal, Jonathan Austin Almazan, Fahad Bin, Tristan Devindra Brigganen, Lauren Emily Carbone, Eric Sabalos, Chase Mackenzie Dowdle, Chantrell Gardner, Janelle J. Gardner, Jonathan Layton, Travis Lachman Nanan, Gideon Musavuli Omwenge, Pablo David Sabino, Hosne A. Siddiq, Lovneep Singh, Angie Beatrice Tello, Charles Vels Jr., Michelle E. Young. Marketing: Aisha Hassan, Valona Bajrami, Dominique Barouette, Shara Bowen, Anne Broderick, Kyle Brown, Kinsey M. J. Cerenza, Roberto Cruz Canales, Sephora Dade, Eddie Duverger Jr., Gina Nicole Gagliardi, Justice T. Garcia, Jamie Han, Amanda Marie Happel, Carrie M. Luce, Eric Mullen, Daisy Morales, Julia O'Brien, Osato Hamwen R. Obazi, Robert Paul Austin Fort Jr., Jonathan Plunkett, Andrew Ramanand, Danielle Roach, Kaylin Marie Stark, Kara Thomas, Tori Thompson, Christina Adriana Trochet, Ricardo Antonio Valencia, Aaliyah A. Webster, Shakail Wilberg, Mathematics, Dawarlin Collado, Gabrielle Dominique Cujo, Natasha Divers, Nicholas J. Fiore, Emily Garcia, Imani Grant, Stanisha E. Houselin, Michael Kabat, Kiana Patrice McGee, Andrew Gary Meyer, Taisha Mills, Jewel Amber Woodard, Spencer R. Young, Media and Communications, Naila D. Allen, Aswad Asif, Miles Bain, Enoch N. Biko, Ishari Sylvia Laurice Bishop, Jordan Brown, Thomas Buckley, Carmen Gabriela Caldas, Ryan Taylor Callahan, Lillian Luliwen Chen, Shakur Chung, Nina Michelle Alika Crawford, Monica Crespo Badillo, Graciela Grisel Cuji, Giovanni Denato, Sapphire Jean Delzio, Dominique A. Dewar, Idina S. Franklin Dow, Elissa M. Edwards, Joseph Patrick Eschman, Yoselin Lizex Uceda, Ashley Marie Fiorito, Catherine G. Frame, Joseph P. Gemino, Joseph Gentile, Julie Shane Goldsmith, Amber L. Green, John Lawrence Greenberg, Jaquana Ruth Greenwood, Elijah Anthony Guerrero, Colleen Kim Marielle Girand, Nathan St. Matthew Gunter, Carlos Joshua Harapal, Jordan Hasbury, Noelle Antonia Hines, Danielle N. Howard, Tamia Hubbard, Alana F. Iacovetti, Amani Ince, Karina Louise Kovac, Elijah O. Lee, Benjamin Lawrence Lubman, Ariel Monsivo, Oscar Enrique Martinez, Pablo Angel Martinez, Cheyenne Jada Linda Mason, Alejandro Mateo, Aaron N. McInerney, Brianna McInnes Noel, Celia A. Mercado, Andrew James Mercogliano, Sabrina Davy Merhai, Justin Daniel Miller, Jalen G. Natera, Katrina Roberta O'Brien, Melissa Nicole Ocampo, Patrick Ogunaya, Danielle Page, Malik Marlon Parker, Jacob Isaiah Perez, Terrence L. Pierce II, Christopher M. Pinkney, Alexander Francis Pruden, Gadir Razek, Joshua Benjamin Richter, Shannon N. Rollo, Tyrell J. Rumpf, Joseph John Scarpato, Joy Marie Scotti, Latoya Settles, Elise L. Simon, Chantel Monet Smith, Corey Kevin Emmanuel Sudu, Stephanie L. Stevenson, Joshua Arnold Chung, Josue A. Urbina, Ilana Rose Vatkin, Anthony Vega, Natalia Ventura, Sydney Megan Vaught, Ariana Watson, Amanda Chloe Weissman, Matthew Richard Welsh, Khalil I. Wilson, Anthony Zachariadis, Philosophy and Religion, Norhan El-Zanati, Matthew Paul Illicete, Karmdeep Singh, Economics and Law Politics, Benjamin Samuel Acker, Ariel Agudio, Ahmed Ali, Nicholas Alonso, Kenley Avalon, Janelle S. Barron, Genesis Betancourt, Madison Rose Bokelman, Mohammed Reda Buatora, Jardine Paulette Brutus, Brandon Alexander Badu, Nicole Cervera, Justin Cherry, Rufaro Dominic Collins, Yuri Uriel Davidoff, Umu Jakite, Elodie Jose Diaz Torres, Finian T. Eisenhower Murati, Hannah Hisham El-Garani, Catherine Esquivel, Risma Farid Ahmad, Jeremy M. Felice, Brandon Brayan Frazier, Laura Gabriela Fuentes, Carla Garcia, Gregory Scott Garrison, Robert J. Gravano, Jory Vincent Grisolia, Brian A. Guzman, Robert A. Hansen, Brian Matthew Joseph, Tarndeep Singh Jindoria, Brett Khan, Salman Munawar Khan, Benjamin Malamud, Francis Malone, Daniela Elena Martinez, Yanelis V. Martinez, Julius McFadden, Lizette A. Merlos, Shanice N. Morrison, Fiza Munawar, Wendell Nesbitt, Samuel Paula, Wandel F. Perez, Whitney Fair, Alexander Phillips, Justina Ramdani, Ashley Tiana Ray, Matthew Isaiah Robinson, Luis Daniel Rodriguez, Stephanie J. Rodriguez, Deborah F. Rivera, Michelle Elizabeth Romero, Vivian Catherine Davis Rizdick, Hafiz O. Saeed, Tammy Métis Sanabria, Carlos Alberto Sanchez, Khalif L. Shak Metellus, Mandeep Singh, Danielle Susan Spazial, Connor Paul Stern, Martina M. Tarnowski, Delano Antonios Thompson, Adriana Daniela Vertiz, Alexa M. Vinciguerra, Professional Studies, Akram Abdelnabi, Mohammed Bilal Asif, Patricia Bonilla Rivas, Raymond A. Bright III, Paige Autumn Brown, Ting Ting Tsai, Andre Campbell, Pedro C. Chachik, Nicole Cody, Devin DiPasquale, Boru Diakite, Kristen Foy, Jacques E. V. Francois, Nicholas Friday Levy, Meruz Hassan, Nathalie V. Jacome, Jonathan Michael Kelly, Alia Hisham Kafaga, Janelle Lauriston, Edward James Madden, Natani Mitchell, Samantha Prasad, Tamika C. Reagans, Sophia Georgina Angel Ross, Lestroy Colin Samuel Jr., Eric H. Sargent, Sultan Sindhu, Christian D. Stone, Stephen Yanoni, Psychology, Jessica Aklu, Claudia C. Aguirre Subaust, Arwa Ahmed, Emily Amundsen, Kimberly Arcentales, Myra Arevalo Escobar, Amanda Abdulis, Maggie S. Aziz, Ayobami G. Bakare, Diana Lynn Baldeo Singh, Taijane Kiboniza Gemini Belugahale, Oranda Claire Barnes, Kareem Beckles, Samantha Emily Benitez, Brianna Pauline Bin, Linnea L. Boak, Christopher Beauchamps, Paul M. Brower, Gianella Cabrera, Samantha May Campbell, Carlo Cardea, Jada Neri Carrasquillo, Kirsten Carter, Damaris Stephanie Castro, Zakia Amira Karen Celestine, Jennifer Chen, Eve Christie Clerval, Jacqueline Ann Crane, Camry Creasy, Kelly Ann Cross, Jernessa Samil Cruikshank, Eduardo Cuero, Jessie Lane Curatolo, Stephanie Dagdagan, Christina J. Darbuz, Vanessa DeRosa, Florence Elizabeth I. Davis, Jada Marie Diggs, Amber Lee Dix, Dana Michelle Dixon, Jennifer Dominguez Umana, Sarah Dugan, Damaris Negroni, Sabine Renee Dupuy, Stephanie Marie Echevarria, Leslie Escobar, Bernice Espinal, Amber Marie Evans, Ashley Marie Fachalonga, Shannon Farley, Bianca Rodrian French, Agnevi Figueroa, Kathleen Figursky, Anissa Fiazadine, Tyler Ford, Alexa Joy Forte, Paulina V. Garcia, Kimberly Garnier, Stephen A. Gengenbach, Jr., Gabrielle Jordan Godwin, Ishamar Gonzalez, Alessandro Graziosi, Victoria Dioki Hackert, Adris Hamid, Alexis Danielle Harmon, Kelly Ann E. Hassett, Shauna Sinclair Henderson, Alicia Catherine Herr, Katie A. Hodgson, Aaron Irons, Victoria Jacobson, Drulina Marley Jean, Tatiana S. Jean, Janae S. Johnson, Miles Mathis Jones, Corwin Matthew Joseph, Caitlin Noel June, Madeline Carney, Joel David Kelly, Corinne Kelsch, Annie Jewel Kennedy Yearwood, Kaylee Klusaritz, Athena Alexandra Cuspidis, Kelly Elizabeth Ann Kramer, Jenna Marie LaForgia, Gwendolyn P. Lantimo, Gabrielle C. Latortu, Tess Olivia Leali, Vanessa Margie Londono, Estefany Lopez, Mark A. Lewis, Shailene Marie Madera, Maham Malik, Shanice K. Malloy, Karina N. Martinez Flores, Kalila M. Maxwell, Quantel McKinney, Jasly Estelle Mejia, Misha Meroni, Aaron Metzger, Brian Philip Miller, Christopher Moore, Tiana Raquel Moore, Christina Yvette Morales, Jason W. Mascara, Catherine Murphy, Celine Nullet, Nagihan Chakir Ojel, Alicia Olasaregi, Jada Ortak, Cristina Altagracia Pacheco, Julia Rose Paris, Dejeen Mia Pettit Claire, Luis A. Pioquinto, Ryan James Porto, Daniel Joseph Priest, Jacqueline Polgarin, Denise E. Quintanilla, Evan Lewis Ryder, Monica Restrepo, Mayvel Adamis Rodriguez, Paula Rodriguez, Flor M. Romero, Hannah Ross, Alejandro E. Ruiz Soto, Alexander Ruppener, Sarah Nicole Russo, Olivia Joan Marie Ryan, Angela Salvoni, Allison M. Sanchez Montano, Andrea M. Santiago, Antoinette Rita Scroy, Dion A. Shirley, Simra Shafiq Siddiqui, Annette Soriano, Chanel St. Fleur, Janasia S. Stevens, Jonathan Sutton, Gabriella K. S. Thomas, Monique Charnay Thomas, Tiana Patrice Thomas, Tyrell Thomas, Brianna J. Tinajero, Holly Van Ness, Michael Thomas Varengia, Sophia M. Victom, Sabrina L. Vitarelli Ernst, Molly Elise Vizoso, Emma Ann Warner, Danae Denise Wheeler, Chantel Ashley White, Denisha M. Whitehurst, Amanda Whitskull, Erica Raven Aaliyah Wright, Brian Zampella, Nicole Marie Zito, Sociology, Ifra Ahmed, Kayla Lynn Alexander, Brittany Baptiste McKnight, Perla Bonilla, Catherine C. Bromley, Robert O. Brown, Jr., Brenna Catherine Colucci, Nakia Crystal Cooper, Norma E. Correas, Brittany Ann DeGennaro, Michelle M. Diaz, Cassidy Rose Faber, Margaret Jean Farrell, Jackdania P. Felice, Jennifer Freidenberger, Sarai Gabriela Fuentes, Dana Marie Fusco, Eunices Galeas, Irby Grand Pierre, Kathleen Ann Hayes, Shaniqua Hollingshed, Esther Jiboku, Janae Alexis Johnson, Aaron T. Kerwin, Kristen Nicole Cretina, Michelle N. Licata, Kayla N. Lloyd, Samantha Martinez, Teresa Matatat, Charlianne T. McDonald, Francis M. Mercado, Chukwuemeka Monwe, Christina A. Moore, Devin Elizabeth Murray, Alexis L. Orientali, Shakina Parfait, Hafsa Bilkis Pinate, Ronia Pollacard, Nicole Rafferty, Celeste Richards, Sebastian Romatowski, Milagros N. Sanchez, Marshali Suverin, Swati Shridevan, Stephanie Thurville, Reina Vieira Navarro, Dara Rachel Wiener, Michael Welch, Justin Y. Yee, Hispanic Literature and Culture Spanish Language, Sandra Figueroa, Giovanni Alexander Guardado Franco, Crystal M. Hernandez, Lucero Muriel, Samantha Pauline Pantowich, Yesli Beatrice Reyes, Mariana L. Sanchez, Carla Alejandra Solis, Amalia Yesenia Trigueros, Special Education with Childhood Education, Lauren Bloom, Alyssa Brown, Michelle Carollo, Carolyn Ann Ciccarello, Kevin Donahue, Brian Donovan, Brianna Echevarria, Victoria Hope Greco, Shakira M. Henry, Julia M. Katz, Amy Marie Kelly, Jessica Kerrigan, Kayla King, Jamie Irene Laporte, Brianna Marie Loria, Kiana Mackenzie Lee, Deandra Lee Leverick, Destiny Yaras Rivera, Kimberly Matheson, Dejana Sophia McCalla, Megan Elizabeth McElwee, Gina Muscardin, Nabia Nassar, Amanda Neenan, Brianna Alexa Palmieri, Kendall Hunter Perkins, Desiree Risden, Michelle L. Rogers, Stephanie D. Schleyer, Kayla Ann Silverstein, Joseph Jack Tranya, Emily L. Vetzi, Shakima Washington, Megan Elizabeth Zabala, Michelle Taylor Zazzarino, Visual Arts, Melissa Avenya, Darian A. Karlovic, Kezia Chung, Marilee Jennifer Corneal, Jesse Cruz, Daniel Robert Diamiller, Darren Perry Dobson, Kristen Brooke Grieshaber, Jonathan Mitchell Guzman, Benjamin Francis Hanley, Serena Elise Lopez, Alexander M. Murakovich, Michelle Pappas, Courtney San Juan, Joshin Septh Bullock, Brianna F. Singh, Ariana D. Urania, Maria Lena Weingarten, Visual Arts Electronic Media, Paul Avila, Molly Boner, Luis Ruben Diaz, Megan Holly Garrity, Sidra Khan, Cassandra Papa, Gabriela Rebecca Serrano.
My congratulations once again to the graduates. The role of this college was to prepare you for the future so you can face the new challenges of our global society. With your diplomas in hand, you will continue forward in what is an ever-changing world, a world that stands in desperate need of your knowledge, passion, and your energy. Before we leave, I would like to give some words of thanks. First, let me thank the dedicated men and women of the SUNY Old Westbury faculty and staff. The work they do every day makes celebrations like this possible. Nor would anyone's graduation be possible without the support, emotional, spiritual, and financial, of the families and loved ones of the members of the class of 2021. To the mothers, fathers, sisters and brothers, spouses and children, to each and every loved one who supported someone who graduated today, we thank you. There's one other group I would like to recognize. With the class of 2021, Old Westbury's family of alumni will have grown by nearly 1,400 members. This class becomes part of a group of nearly 35,000 alumni who have earned their degrees at SUNY Old Westbury and now work and provide leadership on Long Island, in New York City, around the nation, and the world. If you are a graduate of SUNY Old Westbury, whether the class of 2021 or any year before, please make some noise wherever you are. Graduates, this brings to an end our 2021 virtual commencement. I am confident that your professors have taught you well and that you are ready to tackle life challenges. As you go forward, please know that your alma mater is here for you. Be smart, be safe, be active, and own your futures. Thank you all for joining us for this virtual commencement. And one last time, congratulations to the class of 2021.